everyone! This video is intended for those people who have a Lolita Fashion enjoyer in their life to whom they want to give a gift and have no idea where to start. This is also a collaboration with the Lolita Fashion YouTubers group from Facebook. I will link to the playlist with everybody else's videos down below. Now, technically I am quite late. This was meant to be done in time for Christmas, but as you know if you've been here for a while, I got COVID for Christmas, so I'm a little late. However, I hope that this guide will be useful for anybody who wants to give a gift at any time to the Lolita fashion enthusiast in their life. Now, the reason that this actually warrants a video rather than just, well, buy them something they're interested in is because Lolita fashion is a very distinct aesthetic that has lots of similarities with lots of other aesthetics. You might look at a Lolita outfit such as what I'm wearing and go, oh, okay, as long as it's frilly and bowy and lacy, it'll be Lolita. It won't be. That's the problem. I'm not going to go into, in this video, what is and isn't Lolita specifically. That's would be an entire other video on its own, which I'm not sure if I'm interested in making. But just know that all of us in this fashion, not only is the fashion itself very specific, our own individual styles are very specific. You could buy me the fanciest dress from the gothiest brand, and I wouldn't like it very much, because I just don't do goth. Similarly, you might think a pink thing is perfect for the sweet Lolita in your life, but she prefers to wear lavender and sax blue. You know, it's complicated is all I'm getting at. But hopefully, this guide of mine can help you make some good gift-giving decisions. So I sat down and had a think about this topic, and effectively I have 4 suggestions of types of gifts you could get for the Lolita in your life. First and simplest, whilst also kind of being the least personal, is simply to give them financial support. This is an expensive hobby, but if you are willing to say, hey, I will pay $100 towards your next dress purchase, or next time you do a Taobao order, it's entirely on me. Any kind of help in that regard is greatly appreciated. Like, one of my favorite gifts for one of my, well, many of my brothers, but specifically I'm talking about this dress made by Lyris Design. It's one of my favorite Lolita dresses. It was a birthday present to me from my husband, then boyfriend, James, and I was completely involved. He just did the financing. But it's still a wonderful gift. That dress means a lot to me. I love that dress. And you know, it wouldn't have been possible without him. In fact, a lot of my birthday gifts over the years have been effectively just James going, well, let's go and get you X amount of Lolita stuff, and then I'll go on the secondhand sites myself and find what I want. So that's why I'm saying it's not necessarily the most thoughtful gift, because you're not actually picking an item to give to the person, but it is absolutely a way to guarantee that they will enjoy what you get for them. To give you an idea of what Lolita items cost, a JSK or an OP, i.e. a dress, a main piece, the center point of an outfit, if purchased brand new from one of the main Japanese Lolita brands, you are looking at about 35,000 yen. Do your own currency conversions. However, I'm not necessarily saying you should fund a brand new purchase, because if the Lolita in question is shopping for themselves on a second-hand site, they could maybe get 3 or 4 dresses for that cost. But I just wanted you to know, sort of, have a bit of a frame of reference for how much Lolita costs. Obviously, you know your budget, you know how much you are able and willing to spend on the person that you are giving a gift to. I'm not saying that every Lolita will expect for her birthday to receive a dress. That's completely not what I'm saying. But just so you know how much these clothes cost, and that's also why they mean so much to us. It takes time, effort, and money to build up a good wardrobe, and so that's why it's really exciting to receive Lolita gifts. On to my second suggestion. If you want to be a little more personal, or give them a bit more of an actual surprise, like actually be able to present them with a gift like wrapped and tied with a ribbon, a similar idea is to ask the Lolita for a wish list. Bear in mind that a lot of Lolita collections are built up by purchasing things secondhand. Clothes are only available for a limited time, in limited quantities, so most of us do a lot of our purchasing secondhand. I don't, and no Lolita in your life should necessarily expect you to learn how to navigate the secondhand shopping sites or Taobao or anything like that, but if they are able to provide you with a list with a bunch of links, and just go, I would like, you know, any of these 10 items, you can then go and still give them a surprise while making sure that it is something that they will definitely want and use. If the Lolita in question and or yourself trust your judgment, which, yeah, look, non-Lolitas often don't get it properly, and there's absolutely no shade in that. When I'm talking to someone who really likes cars, I just go, yeah, that sounds cool, because I don't know shit about cars. So it's the same kind of deal as that. Like, if I was trying to give a gift to a car enthusiast, I'd probably just give them a gift voucher to a car place that they said that they like, or I can't even think of an example because I don't do cars, but you know what I'm saying. What I'm getting at is, if you are somewhat knowledgeable about Lolita but maybe don't know exactly what you're doing, they may be able to give you a vaguer wish list. For example, I would like a pink floral main piece, or I would like a long-sleeved black blouse, or something like that, which gives you even more discretion. But again, I think the idea of asking for a wish list is really handy and sort of straddles both worlds, because yes, going, here babe, here's $100, spend it how you want. I mean, who doesn't like $100? But it is a little less personal than going, ooh, tell me which things you really want, and I'll buy you some of them, and you won't know until you actually open your present. Then for my third suggestion, we go one step further down that effectively path of confidence in your Lolita gift-giving skills, which is genuinely buy them a surprise. Now, if you're obviously a Lolita yourself, well, why are you watching this video? You don't need to know this. But if you are confident in your Lolita stuff, you might know where to go. You might know what to buy. For those of you who aren't, you can, depending on how sneaky you want to be, ask them what their favourite brands are. They might say something like, oh, baby the stars shine bright, and then you just, you know, make a little mental note of that. You can also stalk their closet physically, like if you have access to that without actually being creepy. Check the tags, see what brands are common, and then use the internet. I'm sure you know how to do that since you're watching this video. Use the internet, find the website for that brand, and buy something. Fortunately for you, us Lolitas are a helpful bunch, and there are heaps of guides out there on the internet for buying from all these Japanese, Chinese, other international brands. So you can just Google how to buy from insert brand here, and you should be able to find a reference to help you. A lot of the sites are easier these days than before. As long as you've got a translator on your browser, you should be able to make most purchases fairly easily. When you are buying a gift for a Lolita that is completely devoid of their involvement, there are a few things to keep in mind. As I mentioned, their favourite brands can give you a hint because all the brands do have different styles, some of which are very distinct, some of which are kind of similar and a little bit interchangeable. Another thing to take note of is what is their general style. Are they normally, you know, a pink cupcake or a, you know, very elegant gothic looking person? You know, what are they? What do they look like? What do they enjoy? And you can hunt appropriately. And on a more practical note, I would also suggest probably focusing your purchases on accessory items rather than actual clothing. See, the thing with clothing is Lolita, being obviously a Japanese fashion in origin, is designed primarily, or at least initially, for Asian bodies. Western bodies are different, often larger, so you don't want to buy them a beautiful dress and then they can't fit it. And even if you happen to know their measurements, fit is more than just can they get it on their body. Where is the cut of the bodice? What is the length of the skirt? How wide is the shoulders? I mean, you may have the knowledge, you may have the confidence and the information to make a good decision, in which case absolutely go for it. But if you're not sure, I recommend going with accessories or other smaller items because those don't have the size limitations. As an example, I'm just going to go with a super duper easy one. Let's say that the person you're buying for has Angelic Pretty as their favorite brand and their wardrobe is all blue, pink and white. You could go on the Angelic Pretty website right now, and I will flash some screen recording up of it, and you could purchase some head bows, some socks, some jewellery, things like that that are pretty much universally guaranteed to fit. Though, maybe not the socks, I take it back on the socks. Sock sizing, like clothing sizing, can be iffy. We know it, you probably won't know it. But you could get them some head bows, some hair clips, maybe a bag if you're feeling adventurous, a novelty item if they're available. There's lots of small things that you can get that they would enjoy. One great thing about Lolita Fashion is that the details of our clothing make so much difference to the overall outfit. So when I'm saying you can't really go wrong with accessories, let me give you an example. These, in my teeny tiny capsule wardrobe, are my red hair accessories. To start with, I have this beautiful bow from Baby the Stars Shine Bright. It's a lovely dark red, it's all one colour, very simple. You might go, okay, great, she's got a red head bow, she doesn't need anything else. But wait, I also have a brighter red beret. Completely different vibe, it's still a red headpiece. Wouldn't you think it's the same thing? Nope, completely different. I have a pair of massive red roses. Again, different. And I even have another red head bow, but this one is red and white and gingham printed from Baby the Stars Shine Bright. So what I'm getting at is, even if the Lolita you're buying for already has a pink head bow, unless you accidentally buy the exact same one, giving them another pink head bow, even though sure it'll be a duplicate, is probably something they will still really enjoy for their wardrobe. And my last suggestion is to think a little bit laterally about this. You do not have to buy a Lolita Fashion enjoyer actual items of Lolita Fashion. You can give them an experience. It's very much a cliche, but us Lolitas, we do generally like going for an afternoon tea. And with that, maybe there's a nice tea shop in your town. Maybe you could set up a high tea at home. There's plenty of options to engage in a Lolita-like activity with this person, and that can fit a lot of just different needs, different budgets. It doesn't have to be, oh, let's go to this really fancy tea place. It can be, hey, I got us some nice teacups from the op shop, I've made some little sandwiches and biscuits, let's have a nice time at home. Beyond the obvious tea party, a few other things in that vein that might be nice is booking them a session with a photographer, maybe with or without you, depending on what your relationship with them is. You could take them to the theatre or a musical, maybe you could take them out antique shopping. You know, things like that that are just, for lack of a better word, ladylike or elegant experiences are generally things that Lolitas enjoy. Another good thing about gifting an experience rather than an actual item or items is that, again, they can be very budget friendly. I already talked about how you could do a high tea, which would still be a nice thing without breaking the bank. But another example, like I mentioned, photography. You could go out to a nice park with your phone and give them a little photo shoot. In this day and age, phones are pretty good, and, you know, as with every gift in life, it's not about how much you spend on it, it's about the thought that you put in. And I think all of the options I have given you in this video are things that are thoughtful in different ways. It's up to you to know which one of those ways is best for the Lolita in your life. I hope that video was helpful. If you have any questions, like, you know, you are looking to purchase a gift for someone and you want an opinion, drop me a comment. I am absolutely happy to help at any time. And yeah, again, even though this collab with the Lolita Fashion YouTubers was meant to be done in time for Christmas, oh well, life happens, and I hope you've enjoyed my video and the rest of the videos in the playlist. And if you are a Lolita watching this video, maybe planning to send it to someone, if you have watched this video, tell me in the comments what the best Lolita related gift you have received was, and also who you got it from. I'm actually pretty curious. But anyway, enough from me for now. Happy gift buying, and until next time, bye bye!